Fight fans all over the world, it's Daddy P with Slap Happy Gorilla. What? Back at it. Listen. Good weekend of boxing, man. We moving on up towards Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence Jr. We counting down for July the 29th. Listen. We hearing all of these news, man. We getting so many good fights this year. Thought we was about to get Stanionis and Ortiz, but that didn't work out. That'd have just been another one, another good one on the books. But we see Ennis this weekend passed a pretty decent test for. The reason why I think that was a good test for Ennis because Villa is a puncher. Villa is a puncher, man. He knocked out like his first 20-something fights. He had like a 100% KO average. Listen, the young man Villa, and Villa is a real fighter, man. I'm not really talking about this fight, but I just kind of was keying in on it because it was a good fight to me and a good test for Ennis. Shuka John, or however you say his name, when he fought Ennis, that was Ennis' past fight before last night. The guy just was running, period. This guy came to fight. And he was trying to win the fight. And he was landing some pretty good leather on Ennis. But, Ennis just a little too talented, a little too athletic and powerful, man, And but it was a good fight. I take my hat off to Villa. Hey, man, I think he can rock with some of the other welterweights, man. He might be a little too flat-footed for some of the guys that move. But, man, I like to see him in with some guys, man. I mean, it is what it is, after he recovered. Because he took a real tough knockout blow Ennis gave him, man. And he took some beating in the end of that fight. But anyway, man, we've been blessed with so many good fights this year. And one that's coming up, man, is Jermell Charlo versus Canelo Alvarez. I did a couple videos that didn't have a voiceover, just doing some knockouts and little mini highlights of both fighters. But I never really did a voiceover video. This is my first one, reacting to that news that we get in that fight, man. And it's not official. Like, I don't see it on anywhere like BoxRec or anything yet, but it's still like they are acknowledging that they are going to fight and that this is actually going down. So yeah, I believe it is. But, man, it's a couple things looking at this fight, man. We all knew Canelo signed a deal with Showtime, and which was real good, man. This Showtime thing. Showtime is just, man, I'm going to tell you, that Gervonta Tank Davis fight against Garcia, man, that really woke a lot of people up. And people talking about the PBC and Showtime and all that, man. Look, man, hey, people better wake up and see, bro. Listen, this thing is really going down. And I guess Canelo saw it and say, man, shoot, I might as well get in line and get me a couple dollars. You know what I'm saying? So he did sign a deal to fight on Showtime. And, it was speculated that he was going to fight Jermell. Everybody know we was anticipating that. And, people had accepted it like, okay, if you fight Jermell, we not really going to like, we not going to like, act like, the hardcore Canelo fans, they good with anything he do. But the people that are not hardcore Canelo Alvarez fans, they question a lot of his moves, especially lately. So, the thing to me is, yes, it is very, after he beat Plant, man, okay, yeah, I'm all right with you taking some little stay busy fights and, satisfying some mandatory stuff. Okay. But it's still like now it's like it is really expected for you to fight Benavidez. You know what I'm saying? It is really expected for him to fight Benavidez. But if you not go fight Benavidez, okay, we have accepted that he was probably go fight Jermell Charlo because that's a fight that everybody wanted to see. A lot of people criticized Canelo for not taking any of the rather slick African-American boxers, and that would probably be considered one. So a lot of people would have accepted that. But now, we find out it's Jermell Charlo. And, still people still like, well, we'll accept that. We glad he getting in with a black fighter. I don't know if you call his style the slick African-American boxer, but still, that's a boxer of prominence. He's undefeated. I mean, not undefeated. He's undisputed. He do have a blemish on his record. He lost one time, but you could say it was controversial. They could have went either way, but I mean, it is what it is. It's a loss on his record. So, but anyway, he is considered the smaller Charlo because he fights at a smaller weight class. He fights at 154. Canelo have been campaigning at 168 strong. And everybody knows he has fought as high as 175 versus Kovalev. That was in 2019. But I'm taking a look at this thing, man. Really, I kind of went back a little bit and was looking. Canelo Alvarez has fought. He started young. Canelo, I believe, is 32 and Charlo is 33. But Canelo started since, he been fighting since 2005. So he fought a couple years earlier than Jermell Charlo fought. And at his first fight in 2005 that's on record that I could find, he fought Pablo Alvarado, and he fought him at 100. He made the 140 weight limit at 139. Both fighters weighed in officially at 139, according to the records. So really, Canelo started a little bit lighter because Charlo, in his debut, he fought as low as 147. But like I say, it was a couple years after Alvarez had started. So in 2007, Alvarez was, in one of his fights in May of 2007, he fought Victor Marquez, and he made the 147-pound limit. Oh, no, that wasn't. No, it wasn't. He didn't make the limit. He weighed in at 147 3/4, something like that. And but he made 147 as late as I want to say 2010. What did I come up with? I kind of missed something there. As late as March 2010, he fought Brian Canelo'S. That's Canelo Alvarez, and he made 147. Brian Canelo'S weighed in at 144.5, and Canelo Alvarez weighed in at 147. So he been making 147. So really, you could say that they really about the same size, because even though Canelo Alvarez started a couple years before Charlo, in 2005 he made 140, but in 2007 they were both around that same, making that same, you could say weight. And they've been at 154 together at one time, but Canelo just continued to go up. Now, the thing with this is mostly how the pros look at who's the bigger guy. They look at where you start fighting. So, like, if you started at a lower weight, then it's usually you are considered the smaller fighter. But with this, like I said, Canelo started a little early, so his body was different. So now, but honestly, they probably about the same size as far as their body being able to take on extra weight. The thing with Canelo Alvarez is he has been campaigning at 168. He's been taking those punches at 168 from fighters that are a lot bigger than the fighters that Jermell Charlo is used to fighting. Jermell Charlo, however, is very powerful. So, man, this still is a good matchup for both guys. But to me, it's like like I heard some people saying like, oh, he's still trying to cherry pick, but it might be a cherry pick gone wrong. Well, I mean, I'm going to give Canelo the benefit of the doubt that, okay, you fighting somebody of prominence. The only thing is Canelo has I guess you'll say he's had a track record of wanting to have some type of advantage in fights. I mean, just like I went back to 2000 and as late as 2010, he made 147. But the guy he was fighting, Brian Kamekis, was obviously smaller because he weighed in at 144 and a half. Canelo weighed in at 147. So it's like, man, his whole career, man, he been doing. The only fight he really didn't have per se, like you could say, a big an advantage was against Floyd Mayweather. But when they fought, he knew he was gonna have to come down. Floyd wasn't gonna go all the way up to where he was. So it was what it was, and he lost that fight. But at the same time, Canelo Alvarez has been not only accused of using PEDs, he has tested positive for PEDs, and he has served a sentence for it. He got suspended for it. So a lot of people go by, oh, man, whatever. Hey, Canelo Alvarez has been caught using PEDs. To me, that's a little bit fishy. So he's the same size as this guy, but his body is able to take on more weight. Now, when I say same size, I'm saying because they started out and in the years past, they've been in similar weight classes. And even from starting out, young, early, starting out. In 2007, they was fighting roughly at around the same weight class. So that's why I say same size. But Jermell Charlo, he's like 5'11", that's what he's listed as, right around 5'11". So he is a little taller, but his frame is used to making that 154-pound limit. So, I mean, there is some advantages that Canelo Alvarez has as far as putting on weight and moving around at the weight. But the body type that Jermell Charlo has, he really can take the extra weight. I mean, it's some 168 pounders that's right around his height, like right around 6 foot, man. Those guys, a lot of those guys average around there. So I really think that it's going to be a good matchup for both guys. I really would have liked to seen him fight Benavidez. I'm not going to make a lot of noise about it because this is a fight we've been wanting. We've been wanting him to fight one of the Charlos. We've been wanting for him to get in the ring with what's considered as that slick African-American style of boxing. And, I mean, he's doing it. So I'm not going to make a lot of noise about it. I think that it could be a good matchup. And I'm not sure if I could say it's a pick'em fight because of some of the advantages, like I say, that Canelo has. He's been getting hit at higher weights. He's acclimated to higher weights. And the weight class that Jermell Charlo is jumping up a couple weight classes, man. That's not like a easy task. In the past, people have had some success with it. Roberto Duran, old, back in the day, throwback fighters, man. But, who knows, man. But it's still, I mean, I am acknowledging that it's a good fight. I'm acknowledging that, hey, 2023, the boxing has been real good to the boxing fans. You know what I'm saying? So this is just another one, man. I can't wait to see how it unfolds. This is Daddy P. Go ahead and slap that like button for me. Hey, subscribe to the channel and hit that bell icon so you can be notified every time it goes down. Tell me what y'all think about this fight. Will the advantages matter, or can Charlo pull it off? Is Alvarez going to dominate? Let me know what you think in the comments. I'm out of there.